Goddamn.
Man, what is going on? What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? Apologize for the kind of long little startup here. My phone just decided it just isn't going to charge for shit today, so I don't fucking know what's going on there. But as we always say, it's always fucking something. However, However, so I don't know. We'll figure that out. It's kind of charging now, so it charges, but then it stops, but then it starts again. So, good lord. But how's everybody doing here today on your Tuesday, July 15th? It is 12 p.m. Central Time, and we are here with Unscripted, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for another episode of Unscripted, as we have no AEW to talk about today. We have no AEW to talk about. I do have a couple AEW related questions to ask you, but in terms of a show, I have a lot of questions to ask you in life, but um but, I do have a couple AEW related questions to ask you, but we'll settle that stuff a little bit later. So we do have AEW to talk about. Like I said, we do have some things from SmackDown we need to all have a chat about, and then we have Monday Night Raw coming out of Evolution, their first build to SummerSlam. So that is interesting, and that was a very interesting episode of Monday Night Raw. It wasn't as boring, I would say, as some of the weeks leading up to Evolution. Doesn't necessarily mean it was a crazy good episode of Monday Night Raw or anything, but I would say it was definitely a step up from some of the Evolution build episodes that we were used to getting. So
Most definitely, man. SmackDown, that had some discussing points. And
we
for
did it.
Raw, it was a fine episode. It was nice to get a bit of a refresher, more of a in-ring based episode overall, and that was really nice. Wasn't nothing too crazy, and it was pretty good, but overall, it was a nice episode.
For sure, man. So yeah, I think that's pretty much mostly everything, man. So if this is your first time watching, and you guys do not know, Bell's moving my camera again, dude. I swear I'm moving it in like a decent spot. And I look and it just looks like shit. But anyways. So if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know how the show works, every Monday, good, I'm still doing it. Every Tuesday, we are live at 12 p.m. Central with Unscripted. Every Monday, good lord. Okay, let's just start over. Every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central, we are on here with Unscripted. Every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news for the pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW. We are live directly after a show goes off the air with the official post-show review for the show. Speaking of that, if you guys did miss all the shows throughout the weekend, if you guys missed the Evolution post-show review, the All In Texas post-show review, and Friday's episode of the news, all of the shows from the weekend are up on all platforms for you guys, man. So that is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here, live Fridays, 3 p.m. Central, as well as post pay-per-view for both WWE and AEW with the post-show review, man. So with all of that being said, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man, where you can find this beautiful piece of Notorious Heels merchandise live on the merch shop as we speak, man. So, with that being said, like I said, man, this is at the top of the description for you guys. And if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at Notorious Heels, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, please tell us once and for all what you're smiling about today.
Well, that question cannot be answered anytime soon, man. But other than that, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I had a good weekend. Very good. Long but great weekend, man. Saw Superman, All In, Evolution, and I came out the weekend very, very happy, man. So it was a good weekend overall. And, now I just building up to SummerSlam, man. I'm interested to see how all of that ends up going. I mean, we got a lot of information about SummerSlam already from last night, so it's seemingly getting along there very interestingly, man. But I'm doing good. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I am doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good, man. Recovering from what was a very a, a very long weekend, man. A very long weekend. See, I don't think the weekend would have been as long as it was had AEW decided not to put on apparently the record longest pay-per-view in wrestling history. It beat WrestleMania 35. It beat WrestleMania 35. WrestleMania 35, I think, was about 5.5 hours. Um, I believe it was about 5.5 hours. I know for sure. Um, it went. It went from, I want to say, 6 to about 11:30, which in New York time they were past midnight. They were at 12:30. Which is where the show took place. So it was from 7 to 12:30 New York time for us. We obviously didn't make it to the next day, thankfully, but but the people on the East Coast did, man. So they did decide to break the longest record. It was a long show. But again, I may say, in my humble opinion, it was a fucking fantastic show. Again, did some parts drag. I don't know what Tony Khan put together in the beginning of the show, but when it mattered most, the things that needed to step up, they stepped up, and it ended up being a show. Like I said, that was I think I said it on the Evolution review. It ended up being better than WrestleMania. It ended up being better than WrestleMania, and it was very enjoyable, long but very enjoyable, man. And I loved it, man. I loved it. I think that, well, we'll get to that in just a second. But as Durante always asks, I am good. Family's good. What about you, Durante? Logan Bell, Andrew Logan is in chat. He's not late today. So yeah. So with that being said, well, the Mania, they started at, Logan says he doesn't think they started shows at 6 then. Mania was at the time was like the only one. Mania was like the only one that they started early. But back then everything else did start at 7. But it was WrestleMania, cuz I remember one year, I think it was even uh what was that, WrestleMania 38. I think the show was like slated to start at 6, but then it didn't start till 7, because I remember we got our pizza early, and then there was like a whole nother hour to the pre-show, and we were pissed. But yeah, it was long, but yes, I think Mania was like the only one back then, except for Mania 38 for some reason. Because I remember, oh dude, I remember we were so pissed,
Oh, we
man.
were so
We
mad.
we, we went and got our Domino's, man, and we got it at like 5:30. Got back to the house at like 5:50. 5:55ish, man. We sit down, we're ready to watch the Open to Mania, and then all of
Fucking
a sudden we see
pre-show.
that fucking pre-show timer, and it's like, we got an hour and 5 minutes left till the kickoff. I'm like, you son of a bitch. So we sat there and ate our pizza while we listened to fucking God knows who they had those pre-show on those pre-show panels at the time. uh,
At the
uh,
time, that shit would be like Pat McAfee and fucking Rosengoon
uh,
and oh, dude, it was
Sam
a nightmare,
Roberts,
dude.
they would just be
Yep.
glazing like, man, I really wonder what's gonna happen to Happy Corbin this year. And I'm like, Happy Corbin's got a real chance at beating Drew McIntyre in their regular ass one-on-one match that's on the WrestleMania card for some reason. And we had to eat our pizza talking to that. So yeah, it was long, man. It was long, and then I think that Mania had like a 3 hour pre-show on top of it. So it was like, man, it was a lot. It was a lot of wrestling. But AEW, they did decide to go ahead and break the record. They clocked in from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, um, for this year, man.
Good
So,
lord.
whew, it was long, man. But goddamn, it brought us to that main event, and holy shit, a couple days removed, man. How are you feeling about All In, and how are you feeling a couple days removed from the show, man?
Feeling good, man. I'm feeling good overall. I very much well enjoyed All In again. It was long. There were some moments I didn't like, but overall, I really liked it. I thought, like you said, when it needed to matter, it mattered, and all the big stuff really delivered overall, man. So, um, I enjoyed All In. I liked what it did for AEW, and I just hope, coming tomorrow, I really hope there's a change in the field of Dynamite, man. I really hope so. How's it going, Lonnie? But I
Hey,
really hope
what's up,
so.
Lonnie? How's it going, brother? Um,
But what
yeah,
about you, man?
dude. The reason I asked, man, I can't stop thinking about that ending visual. Like, dude,
So good.
like, man, how, like, you know, the rain was shit. Don't get me wrong. The rain was. I don't want to get that lost in translation. But when I talk about things mattering when they needed to, John Moxley, a guy for the better part of about 7 fucking months, who had horrible rain. When I tell you, man, he showed up. He absolutely showed up when he needed to, and I can't get over how well he sold that moment. Like, and Adam
Oh,
Page, I mean,
dude.
it's just absolutely crazy how that man owns two of the just greatest moments in this company's history, and they're both just so great in their respective right, man. But for the first time in God knows how long, man. I'm actually, and I know I'm going to be disappointed, but I'm actually pretty excited to see what people have to say, and I'm excited for just a reset on AEW. I'm actually very excited for it. Um Again, I'm probably gonna be disappointed, and tomorrow Tony Khan's probably gonna drop a bunch of fucking Drilistico versus Serpentico graphics for the show, for the show. But All In, man, I gotta say that main event, man, it really, that was like the perfect chef's kiss on the weekend, man. Just that moment with Adam Page again opening up the briefcase, and the title's just all like folded, and you could clearly tell the title has not seen sunlight, much like most wrestling fans, in fucking 7 months since Wrestle Dream. And like, the man, just how perfectly he got it unlocked, and before he even opened it, he just breaks out into tears, and he pulls it out. And one of the most amazing details about that whole thing, dude, the Brian Danielson side plates, man. I mean, how perfect was
Oh, it was
that?
perfect.
AEW could have easily, put some John Moxley side plates on there, or whatever, just to sell that, he owned the briefcase or whatever, but they paid just the most beautiful attention to detail, just like we remember at Wrestle Dream. That was one of my favorite parts of Wrestle Dream, the way they threw the title immediately in a bag, and they ran out of the arena like it was some sort of heist, or some sort of mission that they had to complete. It was great, man. It was great. I loved it. um but yeah, like I said, man, just sold the moment beautifully. And yeah, man, I can't stop thinking about that fucking moment, man. That moment of just the ending of that show. But um and of course, Swerve Strickland's face. God damn. Mission
Dude,
passed.
it's
plus,
Plus respect.
plus respect, double XP, the whole 9 yards.
Like, dude, like the face in that moment is so great because it truly does matter to the story. But holy shit, out of context, is that not the funniest fucking image ever, dude? That shit has been killing me the past few days.
Yes, it absolutely has. But yeah, man, just had to ask you how you were feeling coming out of the show because I know, again, me, man, that John Moxley's entrance is something I'm still thinking about, bro. The Adam Page entrance, the way they shot that, and the ending, dude. God damn, did John Moxley come alive after putting together some absolute just God knows what on AEW television for the better part of 7 months. So, we went from pouring Baja Blast down Orange Cassidy's throat to you actually giving us the payoff that the story deserved after all the torment we suffered on television. So I'm interested to see where the Death Riders go, and I'm interested to see um I'm interested to see where the Death Riders go, and I'm interested to see what the reset of AEW is looking like, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Uh,
Definitely.
but yeah. So with that being said, like I said, we actually have no AEW to talk about today, but cue the boring Death Riders intro to their theme song because we have SmackDown to talk about. Oh god.
This fucking show. Oh, dude, SmackDown, they're cooked now, especially after this weekend, dude.
Oh,
SmackDown is so fried.
oh my god. You know, gone are the days of SmackDown being carried by in my in my opinion the greatest faction of all time, the Bloodline, as well as the late great Wyndham Rotunda. You remember those days, man, where we would get the Bloodline and then we would get these just sick vignettes by Bray Wyatt where he's talking about how he's trying not to be the man that he used to be, and just these just aura filled segments. Well, we went from that to Jelly Roll's performance. That's where we're at now on SmackDown.
Jelly roll. What the fuck is this, dude? First of all, another side note, dude.
uh
What are those god awful SummerSlam graphics? Have you seen those?
I wrote those in my notes, dude. I wanted to talk to you about those, bro.
Those
Okay,
shits are god awful.
bro. Okay, I'm watching, we get to the part of the show where they start doing the SummerSlam graphics. I like the part of the graphics where it's like the B-roll before we
But
get to the graphic, and they're like shooting like
yeah,
in like a subway, and it's like a shot of like a subway, or it's like a shot of like a skyscraper in like New Jersey or whatever, and like you see like Cody Rhodes' face on the side of the building. Like that's like, because I'm like, oh, okay, these graphics are, I'm like, oh, all right, these graphics are cool. Because, obviously for our sake, I'm trying to get a feel of what we're working with here. And then they fucking shoot the actual graphic, and it's like moving
a
graphics
full
of just like a full body image of like Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, and they're just standing in front of like just a fucking image off of Google of MetLife Stadium, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I'm like, what? And I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, we're going with like a subway type of theme here, or like a graffiti, like graffiti on the side of like a skyscraper, type of vibe here. And then they just fucking give us that shit. Like, what is that? What?
dude. like you said, the transition graphics were really cool. It was showing like the side of a subway card, or even like that might have been like a city bus with
Yeah.
like the SummerSlam logo and spray paint all over. It was sick. And then they pan over the full fucking render shot of the people, and you just see full body in front of the most basic lame image ever. They're horrible, dude. Horrible graphics.
Man, well, it looks like our manager's feeling the same way. Well, we're not in the minority here. I'm glad because
I was seeing tweets yesterday about how bad those graphics are.
good, because they should be held to a fucking higher standard, bro. Why the well, why?
WWE.
Yeah, I mean, what in the world? At least I will say the one thing we do have to work off of and is the graphics they're putting out on social media, the black and white with the red and blue. At least those
Oh,
are nice because I don't know what the fuck they got going on for uh for the SummerSlam graphics this year cuz and I remember one year, I want to say it was 2017, they did a graffiti themed SummerSlam. It was in that was in their 87-year Barclays Center Brooklyn stint. And they did a graffiti theme that was actually pretty dope. I actually wish they would do stuff like I wish they would do that theme again for SummerSlam. It actually fit the Brooklyn vibe very well. Um but but yeah, man, total just garbage, man. I mean, what in who the fuck like man, somebody in their graphics department need to somebody in their graphics department needs to be held to a higher standard because if that is what came out of the SummerSlam graphics this year, man, I mean, yikes.
I'm telling you.
Um, but yeah, those were absolutely hideous, man. Those were absolutely hideous. So yeah, I think I out of the two, usually WWE does show two graphics. They'll show like one style of something and then another for like for Evolution. The graphics we were seeing on TV were very like kind of like the theme that we did. You know, they were like the like orange striped pattern in like for the background, but then they also gave the other theme of like the like disarray type of like city or whatever. Obviously we went with the yellow, you know, yellow and black kind of striped pattern for the background. Hell, think I know which one I'm gonna fucking go with because it's certainly not the one with a it's certainly not the one with the moving graphics and the full body moving graphics at that, and the and the image of MetLife Stadium off of Google. I mean that was yeah, I mean yeah, that was, I mean they might have got the image from fucking Bing. You know, I mean I don't know. I don't man, I mean that was horrible. It's horrible. So, yeah, those were really bad, man. But speaking of really bad, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is out there in Nashville, being that it's his hometown, for a performance.
Hey,
He's performing his hit single, Liar. This is the same one he performed at SummerSlam last year. So, I don't know. Bro got no new tracks, I guess. Um, so, so, um, Jelly rolls out here, man, and he gets interrupted by Logan Paul. He gets interrupted by Logan Paul telling Jelly Roll that he is an outsider and he doesn't need to be here in his ring because me and the roster work hard for celebrities to come and take our spots.
see,
And
I'm not even lying. That
uh,
was probably the only like semi-enjoyable part. Was Logan Paul talking like he's a real member of the roster. That was like the only part that I actually was like okay with.
it was quite funny. It was quite funny. And then I know you love
And then
this
it gets
next part.
horrible.
No. I know you love this part because Randy Orton comes out and he must have the vinyl record for every one of Jelly Roll's platforms because something that Logan Paul said absolutely struck a fucking chord with Randy Orton, and he was pissed. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Randy Orton this mad since fucking 2009. I mean, he was so mad that Logan Paul had disrespected Jelly Roll. It was the most unorganic thing I've ever fucking seen Randy Orton do in his entire career. Randy Orton wearing night vision goggles looked more legitimate than him. You remember that I know you remember that segment where he fucking beat up like Big Show and all the legends playing cards with a pair of night vision goggles and a Michael Myers jumpsuit for some fucking reason. And they just stood there and took it as if he didn't walk in with the light on. 2020 wrestling. Anyways, that looked more legitimate than him coming out here and absolutely, I mean, it looked like he was about to pop a blood vessel. He was so mad that Logan Paul disrespected Jelly Roll. I mean, he looked like 2009 Randy Orton. I mean, he's screaming at Logan Paul, "How dare you disrespect this man? He's a legend in this town and blah blah blah. If anyone's the outsider, it's you." And I mean, he is going berserk on Logan Paul because he disrespected Jelly Roll. Does anybody want to fucking tell me where the hell this comes from? Because oh my god, man, this was not it. This was not it, bro.
It was so out of place, so inorganic, and I think I mentioned it to you, but like you're coming off King of the Ring where Randy Orton lost, and you're supposed to play up that he's frustrated with the loss. Maybe he's feeling like he's being too good of a person, man. Maybe he's second doubting his stance on the type of person he is, and you transition that into him being overly mad and defensive of Jelly Roll. What a continuation of his character, man. Holy hell, what a misstep.
Yeah, what a big misstep. Not to mention, what was with Jelly Roll's face the whole time? Why every time somebody talks to him, he looks like he's about to start crying. He looks at him like a sad fucking puppy. Then he's like begging for some food, and you told him no, go lay down. And he's like,
It might be the look of his eye tattoos under his eyes. They kind of, they're two tattoos that kind of go down, so it kind of looks like, tears in a way. So I think it's his face tats that make it look like that.
I don't know, man. It's some in his eyes, bro. He just you start to see his face frown a little bit. He's like, is he about to start crying? Randy Orton, come fucking save me! Oh god. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, is he about to start fucking crying? And like, Logan Paul and Randy Orton, they break out into a fight, man. And Jelly Roll, he's like sitting there. He's got his hands on top of his head. He's like so like scared. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, God, should I help him?
What do I do?
What,
Right here.
what do I do? What do I do? Oh God, what do I do? So yeah, and it gets set up for SummerSlam. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul. And this is the worst part to me. Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre.
What was Drew McIntyre doing last year at SummerSlam? Could you remind people?
Man, I have oh brother. Oh my god.
Oh god damn. I just looked up.
This is how Jelly Roll was looking. He was crying so much he couldn't even fucking see Logan Paul in front of him. Oh god. Hold on, let me fix the fucking camera. This fucking bell is just fucking with my camera again. That's what's going on here all today. So, the worst part of all this to me, Logan Paul is teaming with Drew McIntyre. And, man, to answer Sir K's question, I really can't remember what Drew McIntyre did last year at SummerSlam. Let me think. Maybe he was, oh, that's right. Didn't he have match of the fucking show when he was in a heated rivalry? A heated story, a great story. I think everybody remembers this story. Didn't he face CM Punk last year at SummerSlam and probably what ended up being the match of the fucking night that was booked to perfection? Yeah, I think that's about
And
right.
now he's facing Jelly Roll
And 1 year
and
later,
teaming with Logan Paul.
he's facing Randy Orton and Jelly Roll, which Drew McIntyre's whole vibe last year, his whole vibe and his whole aura last year, he's teaming with a guy like Logan Paul. He's teaming with a guy that, if you look at Drew McIntyre's character, or at least what it was last year, the guy who worked hard but never got his moment, the guy who was searching for the validation, low-key from the fans, but more so from the title, right? He was on the chase for the title. He wanted his moment. Now he's teaming with a guy that Drew McIntyre's character would never team with. Logan Paul. Logan fucking Paul. Are you actually kidding me? Huge focus in 2025, eh? Huge focus in 2025. A world champion.
World champ. Yep. We all thought, Dan, by SummerSlam, he's gonna be in that world title picture, man. And he's fucking facing Jelly Roll.
I had Drew for King of the Ring this year.
Yeah.
Originally.
And
I had Drew.
we got him next year.
My God. I had Drew McIntyre for King of the Ring this year. Obviously, assuming Cody was still champion. That changed when Cena won the belt. But if you would have asked me late last year after the Punk feud, I would have said, well, or better yet, when Drew McIntyre was announced to face Damian fucking Priest at WrestleMania, I said to myself, this is horrible. But at least after WrestleMania, he's going to go into the world title stuff, right? That was like the bargaining chip, right? That was the whole fucking bargaining chip for me, at least getting past WrestleMania with him facing Damian Priest. I said, you know what? This is obviously awful shit, but at the very least, he is going to, go on to face, a WWE. He's going to win the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Surely he is. He's going to win something at SummerSlam. I was even of the mindset after, Cena dropped the title of, Jay is world champion, and with Owens hurt, this is perfect. This is perfect, man. You have McIntyre go over there. You could have McIntyre take the title off of Jey Uso, and it'll be great. It'll be great, man. He's got the beef with the Bloodline. It makes all that much sense. So by SummerSlam, right, Drew McIntyre would be fighting for a World Heavyweight Championship or winning a world title. We get to SummerSlam, and he's teaming with a guy that you cannot tell me differently. Drew McIntyre would never be teaming with Logan Paul, and in any circumstance. And he's facing Jelly Roll and Randy Orton, who their friendship shocks me more than Bandito and Brody King. That's what we got going on for Drew McIntyre at fucking SummerSlam. The huge focus.
Jelly Roll. Like, why is Jelly Roll here, dude? Like, you know, at least Travis Scott had the excuse of, the Rock connection. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, there was a real reason why he was there. It was ass, but there was a reason. This is it's for nothing. What does this do for WWE? What does Jelly Roll bring to WWE? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the only reason we seen Travis Scott was he was trying to escape some of his hip hop backlash that he's dealing with now. Um
It'd be like, yeah, did you see this one snippet from that one new song
bro.
he got on his new album?
So
This one,
apparently he had like a great album, and then he put out like the I guess the last song on the album is just absolutely horrible. So so everybody's clowning him for it. But even but even Travis, dude. I mean, now again, that one has the excuse of The Rock just doing whatever the fuck he wants. But but
politicking.
but why, man? Why haven't we learned with Travis? Stop bringing these people in here that just don't make any fucking that are just so random. I mean, it's what in the world, man? I mean, it, I don't I just I do not understand, man. I do not understand. It is again and 9 times out of 10, at least with certain celebrities like Tyrese Halliburton or like George Kittle, at least we hear about them being wrestling fans. At the end of the day, I mean, again, their appearances are, I mean, it's a celebrity appearance. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, at least we hear about some of these guys being wrestling fans. But again, with, um, it just, and even with those guys, man, they don't get involved in anything too big. And again, with Travis, I'm pretty sure we heard he's a wrestling fan, and it's fine if you want to get involved with something, bro. John Cena in the main event scene. And in this case, this is what we're subjecting Drew McIntyre to at SummerSlam. First of all, why Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are feuding in the first place, and to highlight Logan's comment, why they had Drew take a fucking pin. Drew McIntyre lost clean at Saturday Night's main event. And bro, did you see? I know you've seen it because we watched it together, but the shot at Saturday Night's or the shot at what show was it? Was it Saturday Night's Main? Yeah, I think it was. Where you see Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre walking beside each other. Oh my god.
Yep.
Threw up in my mouth,
Horrible,
bro.
dude.
That visual is just, dude, you cannot fucking tell me that Drew McIntyre's character would ever team with Logan Paul. You just can't. You cannot do that, bro. Um
Get it?
I mean, God, it just absolutely fucking horrible, man. Absolutely horrible. Horrible visual. I'm not a fan of this. This is what we're doing with Drew McIntyre. I remind everybody going into SummerSlam. 1 year ago versus 1 year later, and boy, is the difference could the difference be more fucking blatant than this?
Literally. Makes no sense.
And Randy Orton and Jelly Roll are seemingly WWE's version of Bandito and Brody King. Why are they homies? What?
Why was Randy Orton that fucking heated about Jelly Roll, dude? I don't get it. That was some of the worst shit I've ever seen.
Man was pissed. Sorry to keep the mood a little somber. Aleister Black.
Well, time to keep up the mood.
Oh my god, dude. Aleister
Did you
Black. Hmm.
Did you see the little piece of news that came with his match?
I did not. Please inform me.
Oh, well,
Enlighten me.
the reason his match with Ron Killings was so short because of Jelly Roll, because their segment went on too long, so they cut time from Black's match. That's why it was so short.
You know, let's
It just gets better, doesn't it?
let, let me see. I'm willing to guarantee you there was something else on this SmackDown card that you could have easily cut time from.
Oh, there always is. They always choose the worst possible one every time.
Oh, here we go. LA Knight and Jimmy Uso versus Solo and JC Mateo. The match that we've probably seen about 3 times over already. Let's see. Um oh, how about the Fatal 4-Way match with Alexa Bliss? It's some other I think it was like each member from every
Oh,
team.
yeah. I was gonna say, I think one of each member from every team like faced each other for some reason. You could have cut time from that, and you
And
cut time from Aleister Black.
I was gonna say, I'm sure there was about 20 other backstage segments of Zelina Vega hanging out
Nothing.
backstage and talking about how, or Chelsea Green and the Secret Hervis talking about whatever. You cut, dude. Our Truth, Ron Killings beat Aleister Black. I shit you not, in about 3 minutes with a roll up. There's no way.
No
There's,
way, dude.
there, there's no way. What do you even say to that? I mean, honest to God, what do you even say to that?
God help me.
Man,
It's
man,
like
oh man. Aleister Black.
Triple H. hmm
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Triple H is gonna go ahead drop the ball with Ron Killings already. You know, you say give it time. Triple H isn't gonna give it time. He's gonna be petty. He doesn't care about our truth, and we're only gonna see our truth when Triple H wants us to see our truth. And as for Aleister Black, boy oh boy, what a start, man! You start off doing fucking fuck all for the first months, 2 3 months, however long he's fucking been back, and now he's lost to Ron Killings, and the feud they're setting up next. I also wouldn't be shocked if he loses.
He better, man, he better fucking not. But look, um, our Truth, he's supposed to be taken seriously now under, well, he was under Ron Killings. I don't even fucking think that's a thing anymore. They're just back to calling him our Truth. But so our Truth wins the match and then walks away, and Aleister Black is chasing him in what looks like, I mean, it looks so awful. Aleister Black is speed walking towards him, and Ron Killings is just walking away, paying him no mind, as if he just rolled up Humberto or Angel Garza, not Aleister Black. And
Fucking visual.
oh my god, it was an awful fucking visual, man. And he's just walking away, paying him no mind, and Aleister Black is chasing him. And they get to the backstage area, and Damian Priest, fucking great, just to make the situation even fucking better. Damian fucking Priest walks up, and he tells Black, "Let it go, man, just let it go. Let it go. Motherfucker,
Let
I
it
still
go.
haven't let the fact go that you ruined my summer last year. Okay? So I'm definitely not letting this go if I still haven't let that go, but I digress. Anyways, so he's telling him to let it go. And Black says, "Okay, all right, I'll let it go." So Damian Priest stands there with his hands on his hips, smiling like he just passed the mission, earned some respect. And then we hear Aleister Black say, "Hey, Priest, on second thought," and he comes in with a jumping knee, throws him into a pillar, hits him with a black mass, and leaves Priest lying. Look, I'll say this. Okay, first off, I think again, man, I don't know what exactly it is, but I would not be shocked if this was Triple H's way of being petty, in terms of like, oh, you guys wanted R-Truth. Oh, okay, I'm gonna give you R-Truth. I'm gonna actually have him beat somebody else that our fan base likes. I'm gonna have him roll up Aleister Black in about 3 fucking minutes. And then,
Oh yeah, it's his attempt to turn the fans on our truth.
yeah, I could very well see that. I could very well see that being the case. And then they go ahead and give us Damian Priest versus Aleister Black in what looks like Priest's next feud. All I will say, if this guy wins the feud, now again, I'm not gonna say if he wins a match, because I know we all know that's gonna happen. If he ends up winning this feud, then good God Almighty, this should be the feud where you put Damian Priest to bed, okay, once and for all. All right, this should be the feud where this should be the thing where Aleister Black. This should be Aleister Black's first big win. He needs to absolutely destroy Damian Priest, especially after this loss, like, to R-Truth. He needs to have a reason to be upset, and this needs to be a huge turning of the tide for Aleister Black. Like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if Priest got a win in there. You know, Trips has got to give him his win because he wants to keep him legit and he fucking loves the guy. But Aleister Black needs to absolutely win this feud. And again, at least the last match or the first match, whatever the case may be, it needs to be in convincing fashion because you had the guy lose to R-Truth, man. He needs to be very upset. He needs to be very, very upset about this, and he needs to take it out on Damian Priest. Again, I do not. If Damian Priest wins this feud, man, then I genuinely do not know what WWE creative has going on. But again, this is something that could be very good for Aleister Black and just getting a first win in a first legitimate feud against somebody who WWE deems is legit on the roster. So hopefully Black is able to get his wins over Damian Priest here. But my God, what are they doing?
I'm telling you, man, I have no idea what they're doing with this man, but I hope he overall gets the win. I have no doubt in my mind that they aren't making it to SummerSlam. They will be on SmackDown before SummerSlam, and I'm just saying overall in the feud, like you said, Aleister Black better win.
So yeah, that was that. And then the final thing on SmackDown, the Wyatt Six finally win the tag team championships as the Street Profits reign is done. And yeah,
Wonder,
that's that. That's that.
wonder
Nope.
what's gonna happen with the Wyatt Six, man. I mean, they won the tag titles. I'm sure
Mhm.
they'll do nothing with them, lose them, and then just be just another team on the roster, man.
That is that is exactly what's going to happen. That is exactly what's going to happen as yeah, they celebrate with Clayface and the rest of his goons. So yeah. So that's that was that. And the Wyatt Six are the next team on the SmackDown tag team roster. that gets their hands on the championships, like Sir K said, and they will probably go on to do a whole lick of nothing with the championships. So, yeah, that
Exactly.
that was that. Again, I don't even know what to say. I legitimately can't even say I hope they do good with the championships anymore, because I think there's been 4 tag team champions, or 3 or 4 tag team champions this year. I think it's been DIY.
Yeah, why
Because
fucking Street Profits
Motor
and
City held them last
and
year, right? That wasn't this year.
I think it was this year. I,
Can't remember if they
it
dropped them.
might have been
They might have dropped them in the beginning of the
because
year.
what was
So Motor City,
were they on
DIY,
Mania?
they were not. They were on the SmackDown After Mania, the TLC match.
Oh damn! Fuck.
Yeah,
I
which
think it might have been Motor City, but I'm not too sure.
sadly enough, that was probably one of WWE's better tag team matches all year. Was on the fucking SmackDown after WrestleMania instead of on WrestleMania. But anyways, yeah, I think it was Motor City, DIY, Street Profits, and now the Lie at 6. And all 4 of those teams have one very blatant thing in common. They do nothing with the tag team championships. Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
So,
They won them. They go on to do literally nothing.
yep. So, yeah, that's that. And now we have an official word from our sponsor here at NHP. W Energy. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula, sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Really, always got to shout out W, whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, man. Coming off a long weekend, if you guys are still down, guys, if the weekend really took you guys out, try some W. It'll wake you up. It won't have the jitters, and it'll taste good all at the same time.
There you have it. So as always, shout out and thank you so very much to our amazing sponsor here at NHP. Shout out to Dubby. Thank you to Dubby. Thank you to the great people over there, as always, for being the official sponsor of what we do here over at Notorious Heels, man. So, Monday Night Raw. Well, this episode of Monday Night Raw, Sir K said it, but was very match heavy. Very match heavy. Not really as much matches as we're used to getting. But
Like the amount of matches, it was like 2 massive matches
yeah,
in there, so it really took up time, which was good. I liked both of them.
yeah, for sure. Yes. For sure. But this was your July 14th edition of Monday Night Raw. Take place from Birmingham, Alabama. And the open to the show was none other than the brand new Women's World Champion, Naomi. So, Naomi comes out here, the fans chant, "You deserve it." She says she does not want to hear fans chant, "You deserve it." She says they were not feeling the glow, but they're feeling her now. She says no one knows her next move until she makes it, and she says she was tired of all the foolishness going on SmackDown.
Same, Naomi. Same.
Fucking me too. I'm really fucking tired of what it's going to look like without Naomi now. So, they have Tiffany Stratton, which WWE refuses to put her in a feud with anybody not named Nia Jax. So, we will see. But she tells Bianca to take a cold, hard look at this. Because I did not betray you, I outgrew you. She says her and Jade never wanted her as a friend. They wanted her as a third wheel, as long as it was convenient for them and as long as they had the upper hand. But who has the upper hand now, bitches? She says Jade may have got her lick back at Evolution, but I'm the one that made history at Evolution. She says she is new here at Raw again, but all you raggedy heifers, I strongly advise you to proceed with caution. So, Naomi's great. It's so crazy because I really never knew she had this sort of promo ability or this ability to. She's so damn comfortable on the mic. When she was Glow Naomi, you would have never knew. I mean, she was never like an atrociously bad promo, but you would have never knew she was like so comfortable and just had the ability to be herself on the mic. It's like this proceed with caution stuff really helped her so much in just being comfortable on the microphone. I mean, it came off great, man.
Exactly. It's like when the, funny enough, talk about the Usos. It's like when the Usos, first turned heel back a few years ago, or a while ago, actually. Now they really came out, and it was
Yeah.
like, wow, these guys are like really fucking good on the mic. And same with Naomi. Before the proceed with caution stuff, all WWE really gave her was just generic happy babyface promos, and now she could actually, be herself and be funny and cool and it's really fucking good, man. And she is amazing in this role.
Yeah, I also never knew. I never knew she was so hilarious. She's actually very
She's
funny.
fucking hilarious.
So
Her and Jimmy. That's got to be a hilarious household.
it has to be, bro. It fucking has to be. So, and coincidentally enough, you bring up the comparisons to the Usos, and well, she's married to one of them, so pretty funny there.
That's right.
But Rhea Ripley comes out, man. She comes out looking very angry. And Rhea says, the one thing you should know about me, I am not cautious. I am reckless, and I am pissed. I don't know about that. We're not talking about Nia Jax here, but okay, we'll go with that, I guess. She says she came to Evolution with two goals: to beat Io Sky and to win back the Women's World Championship. And thanks to you, I still have those two goals. She says, so congratulations to you, because you just made it onto my list. Io Sky then comes out. Very happy for some reason. She's like celebrating with the crowd, and I would have rather without that, but okay. I get it's her natural charisma, but let's try to be a
It
little
is, but
angry
like
here.
you just got screwed out of your title, but okay.
She says, she says, Rhea, with respect, get in line. She says she walked into Evolution as champ and she will get her title back. Naomi says, look, I don't know what you just said, but you and her can get y'all entitled asses to the backety back of the line. She says, I mean the backety back. That killed me, bro. When she talking about what? Talking about, I don't know what you just said. Come on, bro.
With your dead or eye just goes, I don't know what you that shit was hilarious.
That shit killed me, bro. She's like sitting there telling him to get to the baggedy back of the line, and she's like dying laughing as she's saying it. So Rhea, she says, both of y'all can get out of my face. Rhea then says, "No, you can get out of our face. You stepped into our match." And then they just all start yelling over each other. So Adam Pearce comes out. He congratulates Naomi on the moment. He tells her she deserves it. He congratulates Io Sky and Rhea Ripley on their match. He says they created magic. They created a classic at Evolution. So he says at SummerSlam we need something big. So he announces Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus Naomi in a triple threat match. He tells them they will make magic again in 3 weeks. One thing I love about this segment, Naomi did not she didn't start pouting. She didn't have a fit. She didn't go. She wasn't super upset about it. She was shaking her head like she was okay with it. And then she held the title up to both ladies. I actually really like that touch. Normally, we'll see the heel, absolutely just have a fucking shit fit over having to defend their fucking championship. But I actually like that, man. It was something different. And it was not what I expected, man. So yeah, that was that. That was that, man. As for Naomi's first night as champion, like I said, man, it was very good. Like I said, I did not know, uh, well, ever since this whole heel run started, really. It's just been so awesome to see how comfortable she is on the mic because I truly never know she had such a promo ability. That she does, man. She's very, very, very good on the mic, and yeah, man. I mean, I really enjoy. I really enjoy what she does on the mic, and I loved it, man. I loved it. I think she's great, and I'm excited to see what she does as champion. Going back to what she said, "I'm tired of all that foolishness going on SmackDown." She then talks about Bianca. I can almost guarantee you, Jade and Bianca, if not both of them, one of them are getting moved in the draft and will probably be Naomi's WrestleMania match. Which
I think so.
the way I could very well the whole, take a cold hard look at this. I could very well see what you said being true. I would not rule out the possibility of Bianca seeing what this did for Naomi. I could very well see her taking a cold hard look at what Naomi got out of this whole thing, and I could see her screwing Jade
Maybe.
Cargill at
Hmm.
SummerSlam out of her match at SummerSlam against Tiffany Stratton, and then both of them get moved over to Monday Night Raw, and then exactly what Naomi wanted to get away from ends up following her over to Monday Night Raw. And also too, I love Naomi, and you know I do love Naomi, but listen, if Naomi and Jade Cargill are champions, I just don't really know how much I care to see Stephanie Vacker versus either of them right now. I just don't think either of them makes sense. I think Tiffany versus Stephanie Vacker is probably the best match you could do at Clash in Paris.
I think it is. I think it is. And I think from stuff later tonight we'll talk about, I think it's obvious they're gonna slowly move Stephanie over to SmackDown, which does suck, man, because she just fits so well on Raw. But the
Yeah.
scene right now has changed into her fitting more, you know, spot wise on SmackDown.
Hmm.
And genuinely, I think that's the general plan at this point. I think with everything Naomi said, if not both of them, at the very least, Bianca will end up on Raw facing Naomi, because there is always that thing of Jade and Bianca not getting along, whatever that was. But overall, I think both women will eventually move over to Raw, and I think we'll be getting that in a triple threat setting at WrestleMania, and I like that. I think that's the best way to do it. Move some of these women on Raw over to SmackDown. I think that would really help the SmackDown division. And I think that's the general plan at this point, man. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's just what it's pointing to at this point. And I'm down for that. I really do like seeing Naomi on Monday night. I'm more of a Raw guy than a SmackDown guy at this point. I mean, how could you not be?
Yeah.
So it is nice to see Naomi more than I usually would. Um, and it's very interesting to see how they're all setting this up, man. But I really wouldn't be shocked if Bianca turns and Jade does not win at SummerSlam and Wyoming get moved. I think that might be the general plan at this point.
Um yeah, like I said, the whole line about, Bianca take a cold hard look at this. And it's not like, it's not necessarily that like Bianca and Jade are together or anything, but I more so took that as like um you know I more so took that as,
Right.
if she I was gonna all you have to do is drop her, like completely drop her, because they're not friends, but they're also, Bianca and Jade aren't friends, but they're also not really enemies. They more so just kind of exist around each other or whatever. I mean, like, Bianca tries to be cool with Jade more than Jade. Jade gives the vibe that she don't really like trust Bianca. Bianca, more so kind of gives a vibe of just trying not to really overstep, or she tries to, like, she wants to be friends with Jade, but also there's sort of like this like non-trust there, or there's just like this gray area. But I feel like I more so took that as, if we get her out of the equation, we can have what we want, pretty much. So um because if you look
Oh,
at
Jade. Mhm.
I was just gonna say, if you look at who's winning things or whatever the case is right now in WWE, it's Jade, right? She won King of the Ring and all that other stuff. So I more so just kind of took that as like, let's take her out, and we can have opportunities for ourselves. Sorry, what were we gonna say?
Exactly, and I also take Jade and Bianca's on-screen relationship as like, Jade don't really trust her, like you said, and Bianca's kind of in this section where she's like, I didn't betray you, and you're kind of trusting me for no reason,
Yeah.
or you're not trusting me for no reason. So why should I try to gain your trust back from something I didn't lose in the first place? And that's probably going to be another factor for her turning.
I could very well see that. I could very well see that, because yeah, like you said, she pretty much got wrongfully cut off in this whole thing.
Yeah,
So I could see that. I could very
guilty
well
by
see that.
association.
So yes, if WWE was smart about it, they would definitely move, Jade and Bianca over to Monday Night Raw and continue this story rather than just dropping it. So they have a cool opportunity here. But that was the opening segment. It was very good. I think Naomi did great, and the other two women did great as well. So excited for the match at SummerSlam. I think this should be good.
Most definitely.
So, Judgment Day. Look at that.
Dude,
Eh.
they were doing so good for like 2 months of like not the second thing on the show being Judgment Day, and then now they're back right to it, where the opener happens and then instant Judgment Day backstage segment. They did a solid like month and a half, 2 months where that wasn't the case, but they're back at it.
Well, I will say it's been
Little smart luck
it's been even longer from when we got um open Judgment Day match, or Judgment Day segment,
into match.
Penta match. Yeah, it's been a while with that one. That was the case for a minute, but Judgment Day are backstage. Dominic says he's worried about AJ Styles stalking him. Raquel, Finn hands the tag team championships to Roxanne and Raquel, and Roxanne says, I wish I could take credit, but this is all Raquel. This is all Raquel. This is she's the reason we kept these titles. Raquel kind of starting to warm up to her. She says thanks, but we just got to keep the same energy tonight against the Kabuki Warriors. Finn says, Dom, why don't you go out with Raquel and Roxanne for their match? Dominic says, why me? Finn says, in order to keep the titles on the Judgment Day, by the time Liv Morgan comes back, we all know how much Liv loves those titles. For Liv. So Dominic agrees, and he says, for Liv. So he goes out there, and they all walk away as Finn Balor stands there smiling, just saying, for Liv. So,
Live.
right.
Their dynamic really isn't bad, dude. It's just we've seen this
Same
exact
shit.
same story
Yep.
twice before, dude. Like again, I like their dynamic again. It's not atrocious, but it's like we've seen this literally twice before, dude. I'm sick of this story, bro. I'm sick. I just don't care about it because I know exactly verbatim what's gonna happen with this.
Yep. So, yeah,
At least we have AJ Styles, and we'll get to that part.
that man's on like a meme journey. I don't, I don't know. I don't know what he's got going on. This man's trying to rival Swerve Strickland here for having new memes every week. But hey man, manager Logan, he says he's got his new delivery of W Energy using code NHP at checkout. Well, manager Logan is playing at Smart Man. Order yours today so you can get it by next Wednesday for AEW Dynamite, man. You guys are going to need it. So, just wait till
Dynamite.
no.
Oh, I don't know what was announced. Hold on.
No.
You know, they, Tony Khan. Oh,
Manager
God.
Manager Logan may seem like the smartest guy alive at this moment. He got his W Energy on a Tuesday, and it seems as if Tony Khan has announced something for tomorrow. Oh, fuck.
They
Please tell me
announced
it's an
on
Adam
Dynamite
Page promo.
tomorrow.
No. Oh,
Oh,
God. I'm
no. I
scared.
mean, I no, it's an Adam Page match, and it's a multi-man
No.
match.
What?
It is Death. It's Death Riders, Mox, fucking Claudio, and Yuta versus Hangman, Will Hobbs, and Mark Briscoe. Tony, brother, come on. You
Tony! Tony!
can't
Tony! Mark Briscoe, he's in a feud with MJF. What the fuck?
He was on a good run, man.
Oh my god, we had one good Saturday, man. We had one fucking good Saturday, dude. What? Oh my. Okay, well, maybe that'll be the main event and Adam Page will open the show with a promo. Hopefully.
I can still see that. I can see that, to be honest.
But what is that match?
A lot of times with AEW, they don't like announce their promos before the show. They kind of just always end up just happening. So I mean, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if he still gets a promo. But like that match is fucking atrocious. One of the Death
Will
Riders on TV.
Okay, first
Still.
of the Will Hobbs is in a faction, first of all. He's in a faction.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Briscoe is in a fucking program with MJF. What are we doing? Tony, Tony, you put on absolute fucking cinema. And look, I get the Death Riders not taking like a long break because I get it's like their mission, or maybe they feel they have to like save AEW and get the championship back or whatever. But at least a week. Keep them off for at least a fucking week. Or at least don't put them in a match. Have them like come out and try to attack somebody or something. I mean, my God. Give Moxley the week off, bro. At least a week. This dude just got obliterated with a fork and many other things on Saturday. This dude got hung out to dry. Can't give him a Wednesday off. God. Good fucking God. Well, right back down to fucking reality we go. So fuck. So, God, that just punched me in the face, man. Tony? Come on, man. The dude at the graphics department, he probably if I were him, I would genuinely probably ask the same question like 3 or 4 different times before I made the graphic. Like, are you sure you want me to make a graphic for the Death Riders versus, you said, Adam Page, Will Hobbs, and Mark Briscoe, correct? Are you sure it's Will Hobbs? And are you
Yeah.
absolutely positive it's Mark Briscoe? And Hangman. What the fuck, man?
That poor man. That poor man.
Hangman better open that godforsaken show with a promo. I swear to you.
He
Do not
better.
make the same mistake you did with like 90% of your world champions. Anyways. The Judgment Day versus the Kabuki Warriors. I guess the Kabukis are back full time. Why are you looking like that, man? you you
Dude, I was excited for Dynamite actually for once.
I actually was fucking excited for the show, man. I legitimately was. And I
You know what? At least he hit me with reality before Dynamite and not during. I'll give him that.
fair, I guess that's fair. Fuck. Um so the Kabuki Warriors versus Judgment Day, like I said, Dominic ends up distracting the referee. He's hopping up and down on the apron and he's hanging on the ropes, and of course Michael Cole's giving him shit because he's like, "Oh, I thought you were injured." So he hops up on the apron a second time. He ends up getting a backhand from Asuka, and Roxanne rolls Asuka up for the Judgment Day victory. As Dominic and Raquel and Roxanne, they celebrate onto the aisleway, man. So the Judgment Day pick up a victory against the Kabuki Warriors, and their night was not done yet. So match was all right.
Yeah, it was fine. It was pretty normal.
The Oracle, Paul Paul
Oracle.
Paul Paul Heyman.
I know he used Batman's eyes. Fucking Batgirl, Oracle.
Every time that would make sense. Every time I think Oracle, I think Oracle Arena, the Golden State
Oh,
Warriors
bad.
old arena. So, which I think Oracle is like some sort of technology company, I think. Anyways. So, the Oracle, Paul Heyman, he says Jackie is in the back, and she asks him if he has any update on. She says, "Mr. Heyman, do you have any update on Seth freaking Rollins?" Why are we still calling him this? I thought that got nixed from like his full name.
And not only that, why are you calling that man that when you're talking about a genuine real life injury?
Do you have any
Like,
update on the real life knee injury of Seth freaking Rollins? Like what the fuck?
oh, Seth, dude. Holy shit. Seth freaking Rollins. Any injury update on Seth freaking Rollins? Are you kidding me?
My God.
Are you kidding me?
Heyman says, I don't have an update on Seth freaking Rollins. He says it's too soon. He says Rollins has till next June to cash in. So until he's coming up on that deadline, his health is not a relevant subject. I actually love that. This is the first time Logan is absolutely correct. Manager Logan's he's on his P's and Q's today. He says you do not need to say that in an interview. Like That's like going up to, hey, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, when are you going to defend your IC champion? Like, dude, just fucking call him Dominic Mysterio, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Let's go up to Roman Reigns backstage. Mr. OTC1, what do you
Excuse me, best in the
Mr.
world, CM
QB1,
Punk. Please.
excuse me, QB1, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
My
Like,
God.
dog.
My
Hey,
God.
Mr. Phenom, Undertaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, dead man.
Excuse me, Mr. Greatest of all time, never seen 17 John Cena. I have a question for you. Like, what is going on? So, anyways, so back to what I was saying. I love that. I absolutely love that. Look, if Rollins was obviously going to be out, over a year, then obviously you would have had to, figure out what you were going to do with the Money in the Bank, put it up again for grabs in a ladder match, or give it to Braun Breaker or one of his stablemates or whatever to carry the torch. That would have made sense. Right now, this gives a really cool moment for a cash in, because if WWE was smart, we do not see Seth Rollins until he is booking it to the ring to cash that briefcase in. If they were smart.
Hey,
So,
that's the perfect way to do it, dude.
yes, there is no other way to have Seth freaking Rollins, cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase than doing it upon his return. Because, again, I love that. Because the rumors I've been seeing, again, we should have a clearer update hopefully by Friday. The rumors I've been seeing, it's going to be around 4 to 5 months. So if that's the case, that's perfect. That is fucking perfect, because you're going to have him back around December or January, and you will have him back to where he can come back and cash in the briefcase. And it should be a dope moment where, it's a dope moment where he returns and everybody's like, oh shit, Rollins is back. And then everybody freaks out twice in the same moment because, oh shit, he's cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase, man. So, again, I love that. I love that, man. Again, if he was going to be out for over a year, then obviously it would have made sense. But he has 11 more months to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. So, it actually ends up working out, to the point where, they were low-key trying to make you forget about Rollins anyway. There was a couple weeks in the build-up to Evolution where we didn't really see him on Raw as much as we normally do, so it kind of gave me the vibe they were trying to make you forget that he was Mr. Money in the Bank. And now you have that served up for you on a silver platter, man. So it sucks that Rollins got injured before the briefcase. Everything may end up working out.
Exactly. I think it might. I think in the end it'll be good, and that moment will be really fucking good.
And two, the landscape could be completely different by the time, Rollins does come back. We could have Punk as world champion. We could have, Cena or Cody, maybe the world champion, or whatever the case may be. It should be interesting, man. But, so yes, Heyman says his health is not a relevant subject, and he says, what is a relevant subject? What that is true. That is true. I do wish they would have Heyman not carry the briefcase around, to really make you forget about it, but WWE, they need their props. They need to sell some briefcases, Manager Logan. But
He could play it up, I'm sure we'll get really used to him just walking around with the briefcase, and I'd really like if maybe like he hit someone with it first, and then Seth's music hits, or Seth's music hits, then he hits someone with it. I hope if they're gonna keep around, because I know they will, I hope they do something with like him holding it.
or an interesting way they could do that is you could have Rollins run to the ring with no briefcase, and then like Paul or Braun or Bronson, whoever, is already probably, I feel Paul would probably suit the role best. Paul Heyman could already be by the timekeeper, handing them the briefcase so everything's ready to
Yep.
go by the time Rollins hits the
Mm.
ring. So there's some interesting ways they can do that. So yeah.
Do a thing where we're gonna while Rollins, like you said, while Rollins is coming out, he does it, and for the fans' on-screen perspective, we don't even know that Heyman is cashing it in for Seth. We think he's just returning. Boom, they just you just hear Alicia Taylor announce it right then and there. That could be something really cool and different.
Yeah. Yeah. So he says that his health is not a relevant subject, but what is how Braun Breaker is going to run the gauntlet and become number one contender and beat Gunther to become the World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam. So, we actually seen a lot of
Just
Braun
hyping up the
Breaker
match.
tonight. Yeah,
We did, and it was really nice.
for sure. Lyra Valkyria is backstage with Jackie Redmond. Jackie had her work cut out for her tonight. I think Kathy Kelly accepted or requested a day off, and she got it accepted because it felt like Jackie was the only one running around doing interviews all night. So
Literally just her, bro.
yeah, she had a busy night. She asked Lyra how much of her feud with Bayley is personal. Lyra says she is tired of talking about Bayley. She says this match is going to put the Bayley talk to bed. She says, and it's going to go back to what it's going to go back to what it should be about. Her and Becky. She says, or Bayley walks up and says, whoever loses goes to the back of the line. She says Lyra might want Lyra might want this, but I need this. We then get Lyra versus Bayley in a 2 out of 3 falls match. This match was incredible. This was great. This was very good.
Insanely good. It was, dude.
Yeah, this match was ridiculously fucking good, man. Both of these, well, we'll get to it. But so the match starts off, and very, very soon into the match, Bayley slaps Lyra in the face, kind of stuns Lyra, and then she immediately puts her in a roll-up for the 1-0 lead on Lyra. Bayley would then go to roll Lyra Valkyria up, but Lyra catches her in like a headlock takeover roll-up type of position to tie the match 1-1. Very, very late into the match, Bayley would go for a sunset flip into the steel steps, which looked... It was a great looking spot. It looked bad in a good way. She then rolls Lyra in the ring, and as Lyra is almost to her feet, she's on her hands and knees, and Bayley hits an elbow drop to her back for a very, very close near fall. She immediately transitions into the crossface, or damn near the statement maker, or the what was it called in WWE?
The bank statement?
Bank statement. That's what it was called.
I think that's what it was called.
It was. So she gets her in the crossface, and Lyra inches herself towards the ropes. Bayley kicks off the ropes to try to, roll her back to the middle of the ring. But as they roll, Lyra is able to get off of her stomach and hit Bayley with a quick Nightwing for the 1-2-3, which Lyra ends up winning the 2 out of 3 falls match 2-1 on Bayley. And my God, this fucking match was insane, man. This was a great 2 out of 3 falls match. Honestly, man, if you ask me, this feud has been so great. Both women, in my opinion, deserved to go to SummerSlam, and they deserved to run the triple threat match back. So it is a little sad that Bayley is not going to get the chance to go on and to, face both women at SummerSlam in a triple threat, but we are getting the rematch between Lyra and Becky, and I would presume this is where Lyra Valkyria gets the championship back. But regardless, man, like I said, I do think both women did deserve to go to SummerSlam. So in all honesty, that does kind of suck. But I mean, I guess I can get why. I guess I could get why they would want to run it back with Lyra and Becky. But again, all three women have been so great. I just thought all three of them deserve to be on SummerSlam, or at least to be in the match at SummerSlam. All three of them together again. So
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. It was a great fucking 2 out of 3 falls match. I loved it. Just these women have just been constantly the best on TV. Um, Probably all year for this company, man. So it's been really good, amazing what they've been doing. Like you said, sucks. I thought it was gonna end, with some way to get the triple threat. I guess, we were just getting Lyra straight up. I still wouldn't be shocked if we see Bailey at SummerSlam, but obviously not in the match officially at this point, man. So it's very interesting to see how all this is coming about, man. But I love it. It's great. I'm excited for their SummerSlam match, and they've been fucking amazing, dude.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure we will see Bayley at SummerSlam. It's interesting to think about what she will exactly do there. Um, it's hard to really say that she's going to turn on somebody because all three women already don't really like each other. But regardless, I think we will see her. I think WWE would be fools to just completely take her out of the story at this point. Because again, I've thoroughly enjoyed the story with Bayley in it. So hopefully, man, there is some sort of involvement there, and they do keep Bayley involved in this feud somewhat, man. So we will see. We will see. But yeah, that was that. It was an excellent match. It was fantastic, man, and I loved it. I really did. So
Dude, Becky coming out in the Hogan colors, she knows what she's doing, bro. She's hilarious.
yeah, so Becky Lynch, she did come out after the match, and they did a little stare down with Lyra Valkyria. Dude, I seen people making edits to Becky coming out, but it's Hogan's music. Shit kills me every time.
Fucking hilarious.
Stephanie Vaquer is in the back talking to none other than Jackie Redmond, and Jackie asks her who she wants to face at Clash in Paris. And right before she can answer, Chelsea Green comes up and just starts talking about how she should be representing WWE going into Paris and all this stuff. She said Stephanie Vaquer's name in Spanish means loser, and her name in Canadian means winner. And Stephanie went to get in her face, but the secret Hervis got in the way, and Chelsea said, I would love to get my hands on you, but I have to save that for my match with Nikki Bella. Yay. So
Exactly.
that was that.
Um,
Um,
wouldn't be shocked if this
mhm.
is a way to slowly get Stephanie onto SmackDown. The little Chelsea thing.
Yes, they are slowly inching towards. It's gonna be another 2 months before the draft, so I don't really know what the fuck we're gonna be doing until then. Well, being that we're seeing Chelsea Green on Raw and we're seeing LA Knight come over to Raw, I honestly think for the final 2 months, which usually they do this thing every kind of year, normally it's building up to Mania because the draft used to happen after WrestleMania, like it fucking should. But normally normally what will happen, is WWE already doesn't give a fuck about about the draft or the brand split, but usually around the time they're coming up to the draft, they really just they really just kind of throw it
I
out the
don't
window.
care.
Yeah, I mean they
Mhm.
just kind of throw anybody wherever because usually they like to get a feel, I guess, of where they maybe want to put people. And with Stephanie Vacker, again, kind of not really getting a lot of spotlight on Monday Night Raw. I can very well see them moving her over there to be a focal point of the division, to feud with Tiffany Stratton, possibly take the title off of Tiffany Stratton, and that whole thing. Because I feel, like I said earlier, they're going to slowly transition Monday Night Raw and that main event scene into the Bianca, Naomi, and Jade show, at least in the main event scene. And I feel they're gonna want Stephanie as a focal point, and the only place to really do that at this juncture is on SmackDown. So I think they're gonna end up moving her over there, and I think she's gonna end up facing Tiffany Stratton at Clash in Paris, which she could win the championship and then not be eligible for the draft because she will just automatically be moved over to SmackDown. So I could very well see that being a possibility as well.
Definitely.
Karrion Cross, everyone's favorite bad guy, other than Triple H, apparently.
Doesn't
You
have to
know,
post his promos on fucking social media anymore.
yeah, I d- yeah, this is actually pretty cool. I forgot to mention, man. I said on the Evolution review. There's two things that Triple H hates more than anything in this world. It's L.A. Knight, Money in the Bank. I forgot to mention Karrion Cross, but actually, Karrion Cross, he got some love on Monday Night Raw. Sure, he was in a backstage segment, but it wasn't the backstage segment that we're normally used to, where he just walks up to somebody and fucking laughs at them and tells them whatever
Hates
he's
him.
got to say. Yeah, it wasn't like that, man. It was actually a bit different. It was like it was a promo. It was a promo where he was talking direct to a camera rather than just telling Sami Zayn that he's a fucking bum. Pretty much is what is what he does every every week, it seems like. So he says, Karrion Cross says, your favorite bad guys are now here to save the day. He says, Sami Zayn is hurt. He says, Scarlett, do you believe Sami Zayn? Scarlett says he's a liar. Cross says, Sami is hurt. My ass. He tells Sami Zayn, you might as well stay home, but when you do come back, you need to tell the people the truth. That Karrion Cross told the truth. It was pretty good. It was nice to see him, get angry. And, we obviously we heard the my ass line for the first time since his post-mania promo. Where he said, what did he say? He's like, WWE tells us to grab the brass ring. My ass. Well, he feels the same way about Sami Zayn. I love this guy, dude. Fucking push this guy, man. Which he's in a program with Sammy, and they're playing up to Sammy being hurt. So hopefully by the time Sammy gets back, we could see him and Cross actually on screen for a little bit. But this promo was pretty nice. Again, this wasn't your typical backstage segment with Karrion Cross, where again he's looming in the darkness in the background, or he's just going up to Sami Zayn for the 80th week in a row and just telling him he's a liar and just being stuck backstage. It was a little bit different. It was more of a promo or a promo vignette sort of style. So I liked it, man. I liked it. I thought it was good. And like I said, they're playing to Sammy's injury, so hopefully by the time Sammy gets back, we can see these guys on screen more and hopefully see Karrion Cross inch up to just more on-screen TV time in general.
Definitely, man. I hope so. I love this. I love that he's actually getting, his little stuff on television officially. And I think it's great, and I'm very interested to see You know, if I really hope these guys make it onto SummerSlam.
So, just what I wanted to see on my Monday night. Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green.
Hell yeah, man.
Wow. This was man, forget about Lyra and Bailey, dude. Nikki Bella and Chelsea
This is
Green,
the way
man.
to go.
This one fed the streets for sure. This one absolutely
It
fed the
truly did.
streets. Nikki Bella takes out the secret Hervis, hits the rack attack, and packs Chelsea Green up. And as for the match, that was pretty much it. Nothing to run home about. Pretty much just buried the already, undercard uh heavies of Chelsea Green. So afterwards, the secret Hervis attack Nikki Bella, and Stephanie Vaquer comes out for the save and runs off the secret Hervis and Chelsea Green. And she helps up Nikki Bella and gives her a great big hug. So what a wholesome moment here on Monday Night Raw, man. Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer. Wow.
Really. That's exactly what I want to see. You know, one of your biggest win signings ever, and Stephanie back here, chopping it up with Nikki Bella. Exactly what I want to see.
Yeah. This was really floating my boat, man. Speaking of floating my boat, this one sunk my boat because the New Day, the New Day are backstage and they're bargaining for a tag title rematch. Is that all Triple H knows how to do with the tag team division? Is last week we had the War Raiders begging for a fucking rematch. This week we have the New Day. I mean, is that all we know how to do here? Is each team just begs for a rematch every week?
Tag team division is horrible.
But here's the thing, man. Their bargaining chip was Grayson Waller, who was with them wearing a New Day shirt. He was giving
Is he the third member?
dude. Grayson Waller, their bargaining chip to Adam Pearce was Grayson Waller giving him toupees on a platter. I have a great question. Is he officially with them now? Because may I fucking ask, where the fuck is Austin Theory at?
I think he's in Palcatraz. Um,
I
I,
think he
I, I
is
think
too.
he's locked up, man. That's what I'm assuming. Maybe. You know, a hopeful man could say they're saving him for, Seth's group eventually, but at this point, I kind of gave up hope on that, and I think he's locked up in Palcatraz.
Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know he'll be joining the Seth Riders, man. I can't lie. I really do think I really think it'll end up being Ricky Starks or Ethan Page at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Theory is I don't think he's getting parole.
so we just never ended up getting a turn with these guys. I mean, Austin is just gone, and Waller's just wearing New Day tank tops now. What the fuck, man?
Wasted
What a waste.
2 years. He's covered.
Adam Pearce says there will be a challenger opportunity announced next week. Let me guess, it's going to be a triple threat tag team match with the War Raiders, the New Day, and American Made. Wow. Shiver me fucking timbers. That's just wonderful. He then walks over to Dominic. He walks away from them and he walks over to the Judgment Day, who are leaving the arena. And he finds Judgment Day and he tells Dominic, he says, next week you are up for medical reevaluation. Because tonight you looked real spry out there. You look pretty good. How do you feel? This motherfucker Dominic, bro. He he tells Adam Pearce, "Well, it was the adrenaline in my soul."
That Cody
LOL.
thing, bro.
He says it was the adrenaline in my soul. He tells Pierce, "I'm still tender."
Tender from what?
Uh, Lord
I
knows.
don't know what he's doing, man.
So Pierce says, he says next week you will be reevaluated, and if you are cleared, I am begging to sign, to fully put pen to paper and sign the contract for you and AJ at SummerSlam. He walks away. Dominic's pissed, and he looks over, and AJ Styles is down on one knee, praying to God that Dominic is cleared next week upon his reevaluation. He's saying, "Please, God, please clear Dominic. Please clear Dominic." And Dominic looks up and he says, "Please, God, do not clear me next week. I'm still hurt."
AJ Styles, man. Fucking that man is on a streak, and that shit is hilarious.
This man is on an absolute meme journey that will not be forgotten. Down on one knee, praying, literally praying to God that Dominic is cleared.
It's like Eddie Brock, goated.
He really is. We get a random Gunther and Penta face off in the back.
As if the one person I could have guaranteed was not going to win the gauntlet match. He faced it off with.
100%.
Like, okay.
I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, man, this really, yeah, he's got this. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Penta versus Gunther at SummerSlam. Definitely thought that was the way they were going to go. Rusev's in the back. Jackie asks him, what is next? He says he is a saint killing Irish snakes. Sheamus walks up and informs Rusev that Adam Pearce agreed to their rematch. He tells Rusev, you must not know what my saying is. It goes something like this. Bunger after bunger after bunger after bunger. Rusev says, I came back to dominate gold, not gingers. And he walks away.
Excited for the second match, dude.
Very. Their first match was very, very good. Very good. So I'm excited.
Great.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what they got going on for their second match, and this will probably be the Raw before or after SummerSlam match. So,
100%.
So this was the part of my notes where I put SummerSlam transitions cool, graphics horrible.
And
Gunther comes out here for a promo. He says he's in a great mood. He retired Bill Goldberg. He says he bullied him, humiliated him, pushed him around, blew him up, and choked him out, and ended the myth of Bill Goldberg. He says, so it's my turn to ask, who's next? Who is next for the ring general? He says we will have our answer soon. He says after 5 men will wrestle in the main event for my amusement. He says no matter who wins, I don't really care because when that bell rings, they are all the same. We then get Braun Breaker coming out here. Paul Heyman goes to do his shtick. My name's Paul Heyman. And Gunther cuts him off in the middle of it. He says, Paul, I'm aware of what your name is. He says, I'm really not interested in what you have to say. He says I just spoke my truth, and I'm not interested in what you have to say. And I will leave. He goes to leave, and Braun steps in his way. Oh, man, Logan, you are not fucking lying.
I'm in a ring with some fucking real people.
God. One thing I loved about when Braun stepped in Gunther's way, Braun Breaker is, one of the more intimidating, I guess, guys on the roster, right? He's a mean-looking guy. Most people, 9 times out of 10 on the roster, are intimidated by Braun. Gunther's laughing at him. He's literally laughing in the face of Braun Breaker as Braun is just pissed. So, Heyman tells Gunther, he says, I know you may not want to listen, but I think you should stick around. He says, Braun Breaker will run the gauntlet and beat him at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. He says, we've seen how you beat Goldberg at Saturday night's main event, but you have not been speared until you've been speared by Braun Breaker. He says, Braun Breaker is the next big thing. He's the big dog. And this is his yard. He says, you're not just looking at another contender, he's a Steiner. So, that means he is going to break through every grass ceiling. He's going to break through every glass ceiling.
The grass.
And he is going to break your ass at SummerSlam. He says there will be a new World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam, and his name is Braun Breaker. What in the world was with that line? And I think you all know which line I'm talking about. You mean to tell me they referred to Braun Breaker as the next big thing?
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. Yeah, I really wonder. He also then follows it up with the big dog. Which makes me think. Again, we've thought this a couple times within, Brock's absence. Is WWE going to actually do it?
I don't know, dude. I feel like that might be a reference to just him being like the next solo Paul Heyman guy. But I know in WWE they don't care, dude, so I wouldn't be shocked.
That was interesting. That was very interesting to me. Like I said, that is obviously a blatant reference to Brock Lesnar. He obviously then follows it up by calling Braun Breaker the big dog. So, would they have the balls to bring Brock Lesnar back? And would he come back to face the Seth Riders? I don't know.
I have no clue, man. I have no clue.
It really, again, I mean, we've said it before. Do we need Brock back? No. But maybe WWE feels that they do. Why they would maybe feel that way, I have no idea. I don't really think they need him. But again, it's all what WWE thinks. If they feel they need Brock and if they want to bring Brock back, they're going to bring him back. I just don't really know that would go over well. And I also think maybe you shouldn't bring him back while there's an open investigation that has his name written all over it. So I don't really think that would be the smartest move on their part, but that is very interesting. Now, it could just be Paul Heyman, like you said, referencing that, maybe Heyman favors Braun a little bit, and maybe he's throwing hints that, one day it's gonna just be those two, Braun and Paul. I could very well see that being the case. But yeah, I don't really think we need Brock, but obviously that's gonna raise eyebrows because everybody knows the next big thing is Brock Lesnar. So, I also like the Steiner line in there as well. I also like that as well. Maybe even wishful thinking. Even though I do like the name Braun Breaker, maybe we're gonna get Braun Steiner one day.
Maybe we might, man. Maybe we might, man. But I love that promo. Kind of like what it implies with, maybe, Paul is really just looking forward to, just being an advocate for Braun. And I like the little Braun and Gunther face to face. That's really cool. And very excited for all that's gonna come up with all this.
So, to end the show, we get the gauntlet match. Braun Breaker, Penta, LA Knight, Jey Uso, and CM Punk. The gauntlet starts off with Braun and Penta as Breaker and Penta go about 10 minutes. Penta goes for a springboard crossbody on Braun Breaker, but gets met with a spear for the victory. So Braun is one down. We then go into the second opponent for Braun Breaker, which ends up being LA Knight. These guys get about 11 minutes as Braun is starting to get a little tired here. He's starting to get a little tired. You could kind of see him between matches after this one start to take like water breaks. So the poor guy was starting to blow up out there. Yeah, like I said, this one went about 11 minutes. LA Knight go for the BFT, and Braun Breaker rakes the eyes. He then hits Knight with a gut buster, immediately into a spear for the victory on LA Knight. So, LA may have gotten the win at Saturday night's main event, but Triple H needed to get his lick back on him, man. He had to have him fall to Braun Breaker here. We can't have LA winning too much.
Exactly, even though he wasn't even supposed to win in the first place, but he did win, so we gotta, reverse.
Next up, the fourth opponent, or the fourth man in the match, was Jey Uso. Jey comes out, immediately hits Braun Breaker with a suicide dive, jumps in the ring, and asks the producers to run it back and starts fucking yeeting mid-match before they go to commercial.
Oh, Jey Uso, with Naomi moving to Raw, I'm sure her husband isn't going to be that far behind, so I
Yeah.
think we might be getting Usos sooner than we might have thought.
I certainly hope so. It seems like just the vibe I'm getting with how much they feature Jey Uso, they've really taken their foot off of the gas pedal with pushing Jey. And I really think that Triple H may feel a little bored of Jey Uso, or maybe feel like around this whole Mania season they did it a bit much, and now he really wants to scale it back. And I think the perfect way to scale it back is to get the Usos back together. The tag team division fucking needs it. The tag team division needs some stars like the Usos, and I think they need it. As for Jey eating mid-match, this is just such a Jey Uso thing to do. It's so fucking bad, but I cannot tell you guys it did not make me fucking die laughing, because it's just the most WWE Jey Uso thing to do. And I thought it was fucking hilarious, because it's like that's something you joke about, like, oh, this guy yeets so much he would probably yeet mid fucking match, and they actually fucking did it. I thought it was funny, and of course I thought it was fucking goofy, man. But I actually thought it was kind of fucking funny, because it's Jey Uso. That is the most Jey Uso, and like WWE. That's something WWE would look at and be like, you know what would be cool? But they think they're like dead ass serious, and they're like, you know what would be so cool? I just got the best idea in the world. Let's have Jey Uso yeet mid-match. As if it wasn't already bad enough that he does it after his entrance. Meanwhile, the guy that he's cutting a promo against is just fucking standing there while just watching this guy just flail his arms up and down in the air. So, quite hilarious. Again, it's so bad. It genuinely got a laugh out of me. I'll give him that.
It really did, man. It really did. And the fact that they are easing off the gas with them makes it better.
So, Jey Uso goes to hit an Uso splash on Braun Breaker. And Bronson Reed pulls Jey Uso off the top rope. As Michael Cole says, this is a no DQ.
Didn't like the Usos win by count out before on one of those tag gauntlet matches?
It since fucking
These aren't
when?
no DQ.
Since when are gauntlet matches no DQ? And with that logic, why the fuck wasn't Bronson Reed out there the whole time?
Yeah, like, like, dude, why would you make that dumb statement that it's a no DQ when you could easily just had Braun out there or Bronson out there and just kind of have him like, pump fake people or pump fake Jay in that moment to like, make him slip up or something or distract the ref, generic shit, not physically involving himself.
Yeah, I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, that was fucking horrible to like announce on the spot. Like, what? Like, with that logic, why wasn't Bronson Reed out there helping him the whole time? What? Just for you to randomly announce it's a no DQ? I wouldn't be shocked if it was some sort of fuck up, because again, that would have been nice to know. I mean, that was just utterly random to spring upon us all of a sudden. Oh yeah, it's no DQ, by the way. Like, huh? What? Made absolutely no sense to me there. And again, that presents a bunch of logic gaps in this match, because you have this match where I'm thinking to myself, when that happened, I said, oh, okay, maybe something's going to happen and they don't want to give Braun the clean loss, right? So somebody will come out and screw over Braun Breaker to have him end up losing the gauntlet match. No, this whole gauntlet match just ended up being won by a clean as a whistle victory. So that, again, that was pretty ass. I cannot lie.
It really was, dude. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, makes absolutely no sense. Like Logan says it makes absolutely no sense in a gauntlet match. It really does not. So Jay falls off the top rope after Bronson dragged him down, and Braun Breaker hits Jay with a spear for the victory. And his final opponent is none other than CM Punk. These guys went about 12 minutes in the final match here, as CM Punk has the Anaconda Vice in on Braun Breaker. And Bronson Reed just jumps in the ring and elbows him. He just elbows CM Punk to break up the hold. They start attacking Punk, and Jey Uso comes out for the save. He takes care of Bronson Reed. But while CM Punk is focusing more on Jey Uso and him taking care of Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker is setting up a spear behind him. He goes to run at CM Punk. CM Punk hits him with a kick to the face, hits him with a quick GTS for the pinfall victory.
Okay.
Again, I really thought, because when I heard no DQ, I was like, oh, you know, I really didn't think what ended up happening was going to happen. But I'm thinking, all right, you know, maybe they're going to have, you know, because Bronson's out here, maybe they're going to have all three guys, Jay, LA, and Penta, come out and, you know, overwhelm the Seth Riders. And then, you know, Punk is going to end up capitalizing on that, and that's how they're going to beat Braun Breaker. Maybe they're all going to hit their finishing move on Braun Breaker, Punk will hit the GTS, and then, you know, that'll be the way to do it. Nope. Punk just straight up beat the man clean. So what was the fucking point of having no DQ in this match?
I have no fucking clue.
Ridiculous. Gunther is smiling in the skybox at CM Punk, and Punk's over pointing at him, you know, doing the championship around his waist taunt. So it's official. For SummerSlam, it will be CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, man. I am so excited for this. I'm very excited to see what they could do with this build, and for the love of God, I am stoked to see CM Punk Gunther having some actual big name competition here in this second reign. We're getting the Punk match. This is the match we wanted to see. I would assume this is a match we wanted to see in the first reign, but I would assume this would main event night one, unless they're going to do, we'll get to that in just a second with Roman and stuff, but I would assume this is main event of night one or close to it, or maybe the open of night two, something like that, man. But this is great, man. I'm stoked for this match, and again, it's been a long time coming. We've been asking for the, you know, Gunther Punk feud for a minute, and I'm just so glad we're finally getting it, and we're getting it at a pretty huge stage, like the first two night SummerSlam, man. So I am stoked, and I'm happy. Like I said, again, I cannot say it enough, that they are finally giving Gunther legitimate people to face.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I'm very glad that Gunther has real competition now. That is very nice. Very excited for this match. I'm happy we don't have to wait a fucking year for a match that they just teased, and I think it's gonna go crazy.
For sure. So, the Seth Riders, they attack CM Punk after the match. Jey Uso gets back in the mix, and they attack him as well. So they leave Jey and Punk laying. Bronson Reed stacks them on top of each other and is going up to the top for a tsunami, which he had them in odd position for a tsunami. They were like off, like by the ropes. They were like not set up in position for a tsunami whatsoever. But anyways, and all of a sudden we hear the music for Roman Reigns as
back.
He comes out sporting a OTC1 shirt, as we brought to you guys on Friday. That was the you know, tribal chief moniker, the alternate tribal chief moniker they came up with him, TC1 or OTC1. Roman Reigns comes out here. He comes out here, man. He Superman punches Bronson Reed, spears Braun Breaker. He then walks over to Bronson Reed and picks this man up in a fireman's carry straight up picks him up and walks with him for a Samoan drop. He Superman punches Braun Breaker, spears Bronson Reed again, and he packs up the Seth Riders as he helps Jey Uso up. And CM Punk, he does not help Punk up. Punk has to get up on his own. And they all stand in the ring and stare down the Seth Riders after they attack them. Roman Reigns is back. I am very happy to see him back. Obviously I missed the guy. I think we all miss the guy when he's fucking gone, because he's great when he's around. That's the problem. He's never around. But like I said, man, great to see the guy back. And they attack the Seth Riders, as it looks like, at least now, it looks like, at least what I'm thinking, is it's going to be Roman and Jey versus the Seth Riders in a tag team match at SummerSlam. Personally, I would probably have them open night 2. I don't know if WWE is going to want Roman to main event night 1, because, they love having Roman main event stuff. Typically anytime Roman is on a show, it's the main event of a show. I would much rather Gunther and Punk main event, but either way, like I said, it looks like Roman and Jey will be facing the Seth Riders in a tag team match, and I would have it open night 2 personally. But that's what it looks like we will be getting, and I honestly think this could have been a last minute desperation call to have Roman Reigns back, because whatever they had planned for Rollins at SummerSlam obviously had to be scrapped, and they needed something big to put on the show.
Genuinely, I feel the same way. I don't think we were originally going to get Roman until SummerSlam itself.
Yep.
I think Seth going down changed plans, and sometimes we get good things out of change plans. Triple H is usually good at that, and we got this, so I'm excited. I definitely hope that their tag team match doesn't main event any night of SummerSlam. It should be,
Yeah.
Cena, Cody, Gunther, Punk. Other than that, I'm excited for what they're building for SummerSlam, man. It looks like a good show.
Yeah, so far so good. Well, minus the other tag team match that we've already have confirmed for us. No tag titles on the show, but we can have so far, but we can have Logan Paul and fucking Jelly roll on the show. So,
Yep.
regardless, yeah, I agree. Now, like I said, do not be shocked if it does main event one of the shows, because again, this is Roman we're talking about. But I would not be shocked to actually see Roman Reigns get taken out of action for another number of months because of the Seth
Oh
Riders
yeah,
after this,
that's SummerSlam.
because he has to go film a movie. So it's gonna be a good time, not a long time. So I think we got about another 3 weeks
Oh
with Roman Reigns, and then we'll catch him again for War Games to come back again to try to take down the Seth Riders. So if that's what they're doing, well, obviously Seth is. Well, I don't even know how War Games looks now if Seth is still out of action by then. So we will see. We will see, man. But yeah, Roman's back. And again, like I said, I do think it was a bit of a last minute call to have him, show up because of, Seth going out for SummerSlam and whatnot. But regardless, I'm happy to see the guy back. Like I said, it's going to be a good time, not a long time, because he's going to have to go away again to film Street Fighter right after SummerSlam. So enjoy him while we have him. We got about another 3 weeks, like I said, and then he will be right back on the shelf. I could even see
exactly.
them adding another member to the Seth Riders to uneven the odds here. So yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't be shocked, man. But it's a good show, good episode of Raw overall, man. And Roman's back for the 3 weeks we get him until he's written off at SummerSlam.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So yeah, that is pretty much everything, man. That's pretty much everything. Pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw. Like I said, we got some great in-ring action on the show. We got a great promo from Naomi. More of the same shit from the Judgment Day. And yeah, that was that. Like I said, there was some things on the show that are just like fucking LOL Raw filler, but other than that, man, the show was fine, man. It was a lot better than those Evolution build Monday Night Raws, because I was ready to about
God.
slam my fucking head on the table watching some of those. So it was good for what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, so with that being said, yeah, that is pretty much everything, man. That's pretty much everything for this edition of NHP Unscripted, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us for another great episode of Unscripted. This has been episode 256, man. I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you guys very much for joining us here today. Everybody who popped out in the live chat, Logan and Lonnie, thank you guys so very much for joining us here today, as well as my guys, a part of the Replay Mafia, JT, JB. Thank you guys, as always, for joining us. And it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
Nice. Okay.
And that is gonna do it for this edition of NHP Unscripted. This has been episode 256. Thank you guys so very much, as always. And with that, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all on Friday with the news.